I've been seeing it on a few different podcasts and all that recently. I feel like the band Nickelback is kind of having a renaissance right now. They're having a revival.
Dude, they're coming back. Chad Kroeger, full steam ahead, is
Mm-hmm.
bringing them back into relevancy.
It's crazy to think about that Nickelback fucking lived that lifestyle, even though they were hated for so long. I think they turned the table a little bit. They
Yeah,
outlasted the hate a little bit, which is kind of crazy to see.
yeah. And that's the thing. You know what? They have really come through some adversity
Yeah.
is a group. So yeah, you know what I mean. They're not necessarily my cup of tea, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna hate on them the way that I and most people used to.
Yeah.
So,
They're definitely not Creed by any stretch, but that's
oh,
another
of
thing,
course
dude.
not.
Creed got a lot of hate for a long time too.
They still get a lot of hate,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you what, that really grinds my gears,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
Creed, Creed is the people's music. Okay, they
Dude.
accepted you with arms wide open,
Yeah, dude.
but
I'm gonna take one last breath, and which is a banger of all bangers, I
oh,
gotta
an
say,
underrated one of theirs
without
for
a doubt.
sure.
What is up, guys? It's your boy Smalls back again with another edition of The Vault, weekly show on Thoughts from the Bench that takes a look back at some of the best and worst jerseys in sports. With me, as always, is my compadre, Mr. Benny Buckets. Benny, how's it going, son?
It's going well, brother. I'm happy to be back here on the vault again. We got a good topic today. March Madness has been in full
Yep.
swing. Been watching some decent hockey recently.
Mm-hmm.
Things have been good in the sports world for the most part. What about you?
Not too bad, dude. Definitely not too bad. March Madness kicked my ass on day one. I'm not gonna lie. It was brutal.
Yeah.
Both bracket, the vault bracket is not doing well, dude. Not doing well at all.
No, we're doing terrible. I was watching parts of the episode today,
Mm,
and I was like, oof.
yeah, dude.
Some of the stuff that we've done there is
Well, listen, we
tough.
weren't going on playing style whatsoever, dude. We were going.
Right, right,
So
right.
that's the big disclaimer. We were not acting like with that bracket that we knew what was going on whatsoever.
Yeah, it's just like I really shit on a couple schools that ended up proving me wrong. So
Princeton, I feel like we kind of.
Princeton,
Yeah.
Furry Man
Yeah.
who had that upset on Virginia, and then definitely Kansas State. I
Yeah.
dropped it pretty hard on Kansas State, and they are playing very well.
Yeah.
So, but what have you?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
we're here. Unfortunately, Pitt and Penn State both
Got bounced.
got waxed
Yeah.
in that round of 32. But it was exciting to watch them
It
dance
was.
for a little bit.
It was.
So moving forward, though, the Sweet 16 is going to be good. And I still love that we have no clue. Like,
Yeah.
we genuinely have, like, no idea who's going to take it because, as March does every year, but especially this year, it's shown us that it's literally anybody's game.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. Yeah. No. So Furman, that was a big one. I had that one in one of my brackets. So I think I was talking last show. I do just a stats one. That the stats had Furman winning that one for sure, and I took that one no questions asked. I took the cover on that one too. And the model, like the stat model that I built, dude, it's picking 67% winners right now. So like,
let's go.
yeah. So
That's really good.
I'm feeling
I
pretty.
got to check my percentages at some point, but I
Yeah.
don't think I got any. Like I've maybe got one that's near that, but
Yeah.
most of mine are like 32,
Yeah.
34, like just dumpies, dude.
Yeah. So another FDU. That was another big one that I took money line on. That one was more for shits and gigs. I thought that they were going to cover just looking at the numbers, so I took the spread. But then I was like, you know what, dude? 16 seed, you might as well throw $5 on it. Overall, I think I netted about 150 on FDU
Just off
winning.
that bet?
Off
dude,
off
that's
of
awesome.
two bets. I picked them to cover minus or plus 20, and then I took money line at plus 2,000. So between the two of those, I got up to about $1.50 just on those
Hell
two.
yeah, dude.
So
That's awesome.
yeah,
So at least
I was with Denny at the bar actually, and we both had money line FDU just for shits and gigs, and it paid off, dude. I don't even feel bad for Purdue because fuck Matt Painter, but like it is funny that Purdue year in year out just continues to disappoint. I don't know. I think it's hilarious, but
yeah, dude. And then Farley Dickinson's coach just got hired as Iona's head coach to fill in for Rick Pitino, Tobin
Patino,
Anderson or something like that,
yeah,
because Pitino just signed on to be St. John's head
yep,
coach. And so already you always see this. You see a coach who did really well with an underdog team score at a bigger school. It's what happened with Shaka Smart going from VCU to then Texas and then at Marquette, which I'm really bummed that they lost,
yeah,
dude, because I thought they were a really good basketball team. I had them winning a couple of my brackets, but Izzo in March, man, he's tough guy to beat.
yep,
So,
yeah,
but all in all, a lot
yeah,
of good storylines in March Madness, and a lot of good matchups to come, and I'm excited for the rest of it for sure.
yeah. Your comment about coaches kind of going to greener pastures because of good performances stings a little bit because I haven't seen the news officially, but I keep getting texts about it. I think Micah Shrewsbury is going to Notre Dame. I think it's official. I think it's
Really?
official. Yeah, which fucking hurts.
That's
I'm let
tough.
down big time. That's the thing.
Especially because I think Notre Dame's a shit program. Like for basketball, I understand that they're like always like kind of around, but I think they're another one of those schools that just disappoints the shit out of me
Yeah.
anytime they get remotely good.
But dude, let me put it this way, dude. Now, granted, it was before anything really mattered, but Penn State basketball has made the Final Four as many times as Notre Dame.
Damn, that
Once.
puts it into perspective
Once.
for sure.
Yeah. So I get that maybe the facilities are better and like Mike Bray did a really good job there for a while, but I don't know, dude. Notre Dame isn't like that great of a basketball school, at least like performance wise. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Um, and then I'm trying to think of really it was just March Madness this weekend. Like that it took over my life. So, I also wanted to ask, you were in New Orleans
I
uh
was.
this past weekend. How was that?
Oh, it was awesome. I
Yeah.
I definitely New Orleans can say they got a big fan that came in for sure because I yeah.
Yeah. So it's all it's
Uh,
cracked up to be?
to nutshell it, I had a wonderful time.
No. All right.
And
Hell yeah.
yeah, so I mean a lot of cool experiences, just I mean phenomenal food. I get to watch a couple March Madness games while we were down there. Also got to watch the fights.
Yep.
Leon Edwards defended his title
Mhm.
against Usman, which I kind of hate when they keep having these like trilogy fights and they always go to decisions. Like I don't, especially when they're like split decisions,
Yep.
because that one I personally think that Usman did win the fight,
Yep.
but that's why like it's always kind of hard to tell. Like to me, I think the decisions should be debunked
Yep.
and you should just beat the shit out of each other until somebody taps or gets knocked out.
Yeah.
That should be the fight. The
Yeah.
decisions thing is dumb to me, but that's one radical fan speaking. And I'm not even like, I don't care for either guy. I just like the sport. But getting to watch those down there was really cool. Food was awesome. People were pretty great. Um,
Yeah.
so it was a really good experience. Never been there before.
Mhm.
So that being my first time definitely cemented that I will be back there at some point. It was pretty cool.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
As Steve Ballmer would say, pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. I'm just fired up to be here right now.
That was pretty good,
That's
Steve
how I
Ballmer.
felt. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so I think we should jump into it. We are gonna start with the ad read this week, which I will take. This week's topic is, as always, is brought to you by Marshall Fitness. You guys know the deal. Marshall Fitness is an online training resource with all your fitness needs. Will Marshall, friend of the show, founded it a few years back. And this dude knows exactly what he's doing. Lots of good success stories coming out of it. He takes you through every single step of the process, checks in with you as much or as little as you need. He answers any questions. He gives nutrition advice, workout program advice, and it's all geared towards you, your goals, your schedule, and your diet. Will Marshall knows exactly what he's doing, so please go check him out. The best time to start is now. You can check out his Facebook page, Instagram, and you can also check out his website as well for all the testimonials, merch, all that stuff. The link should be in his Instagram bio. Go check out Marshall Fitness. The best time to start is now. Benny, this week we are doing cartoon jerseys, which is we've done something similar to this with like movie jerseys, but this is a
the
little
fictional.
different. So
Yeah, this is a little bit more pigeonholed to one thing.
yeah,
That like, because we could do jerseys from like Friday Night Lights or shows like that, but this is specifically in the animated world, and I think we got some good stuff for the people today.
oh absolutely, yeah. I think really the only qualifier for this was this. It just had to be animated. No TV.
Correct.
Didn't matter if it was a TV show, movie. It was just whatever was animated. There are definitely a lot of picks that I feel like both of us didn't get to, which we could probably do another episode.
Correct.
But I feel like at least my picks were a little out of the box, and I actually changed one of mine from the ones that I sent you.
Okay.
So, and I'll get to that when it comes time. But there's a lot to dig into here. But I say we just jump right into it with your first pick.
All right. My very first one here is a very niche pick for any of my fans of King of the Hill. These is the oh man, I'm having a stroke. These are the Arlen High Longhorns from King of the Hill. King of the Hill is a very unique show with a cult following, but I am in that cult following, and I think it is hysterical, good, dry humor, well written. But for any of you who do watch the show, you know that Hank Hill and Bill Dotrieve, whose back is turned in this picture here, were stars at Arlen High School as the two best football players on the team. I just love it because it does show you a little bit of the background of the characters. And also, it's just a good old classic, generic high school football uniform. With I kind of like the double blue. They kind of got like this. I don't know. It's like the dark blue lettering of the name, but then the light blue on the shoulder pads and the numbers with the white body of the jersey and in the gray pants. It just kind of goes well. They got like a Lions thing going on there, color scheme wise. But all in all, I just like that more so because of the meaning of the show. It's not like the show is based around this. This is just something that they flash back to and still being able to highlight it a little bit, and is just that classic high school football feel.
Yeah. No, I've never seen King of the Hill. I've been told that I would like it because it's very super dry humor, which I'm like all about.
Very dry. Like for instance, one of the scenes that's actually resurfaced that I've seen recently that people have been like sharing that cracks me up is Bill, whose back is turned in this picture, is like depressed or whatever, and they're both up on each other's roof, and Hank's like, "Hey Bill, what you doing up there? Fixing your cable?" He goes, "No, I'm just up here to kill myself." It's like that type of just like cut and dry humor is like right up my alley. So I love that stuff. But yeah, this is one I think you would dig the show.
Hmm.
Like I think it would take you a little while to get into it, but I think once you like understood the full like what they're going for, I
Yep.
think you personally would be a big fan.
Yeah, no, Jess was telling me that because she's watched King of the Hill before, and she was like, "Yeah,
Really?
I think you would actually enjoy it a lot." So, it's on the list. I don't know where to find it. It's definitely on something. I don't know what.
If you
Um,
need, I know I've got a couple seasons on DVD from
oh
when I was like
hell yeah, dude,
15.
send it over,
So if
dude.
you want some of those,
Yeah. Send it over, dude. I'll watch that behind the scenes too.
hell yeah.
But yeah, solid high school football jersey, like you said, kind of a Lions thing going on here. My only complaint, I wish they would have thrown a Longhorn on the helmet. That's but I mean, dude, it's King of the Hill, so I'm not gonna dig too deep on that one, you
Right,
know.
not gonna rip them apart.
Yeah.
Right.
I also love, and I've never seen the show, so I don't know what the context is here, but the ads, like the banner ads in the background here, makes it look like a legit NFL stadium, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm all about this. This is a solid, very solid first pick. So I'm all
Thank you.
about it.
Thank you. What? Hit me with yours.
All right. So I'm gonna go with Lightning
Hell
McQueen
yeah.
from Cars. Um, So not necessarily a jersey, but kind of more of a decal on a car. But dude, Lightning McQueen, not gonna lie, one of the better looking race cars out there for sure. Not a big Owen Wilson guy, but I'll let it slide for Cars because Cars, in my opinion, one of the underrated Pixar movies. I was a big fan of Cars as a kid. This is it's a pretty cool looking design as far as the decals go. He's got that classic Rusty's sponsor right on his hood there. 95, good racing number, hell of a racing number. You got that big lightning bolt down the side there. I'm a big fan. I also love the detail they put into this by putting the Lightyear tires. I'm a big fan of that. A little call out to Buzz Lightyear. So I'm a big fan of Lightning McQueen's look, and Cars was a solid movie. So that's really all I got on this one, dude. Very shiny in
It,
this picture too.
yeah, dude. He's a great race car, by far one of the most aesthetically pleasing things that I think Disney has put out.
Mhm.
And it's a very underrated film.
Mhm.
And that's like well, the first one. I don't really like the sequels, but the
I
first
haven't
one
seen them, so
is very good. Like I don't know, like I love if you've seen the meme where it's um like your girlfriend tells you that her dad's into cars
yeah,
and then
yeah,
you introduce yourself and like let's talk about one of Pixar's most underrated movie.
yeah.
Like I love that, but that's the kind of fan I am of this movie, so I'm really happy that this made it on.
Absolutely. Like I said, not necessarily a jersey per se, but since I kind of
We
started,
have no rules.
yeah, no rules, dude. This is Wild West out here. Um, yeah, ever since started watching F1, I kind of, and I'm not like a diehard F1 fan by any stretch, but I can appreciate the looks of race cars a lot more than I used to. So I
That's
can.
fair.
NASCAR, I'm not the biggest NASCAR guy.
No, because I don't think it's a sport.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of people are going to get pissed off at me for that. But you're driving in a circle where they're going fast. So if my grandma speeds and gets off an exit, gets on an exit, gets off an exit, gets on an exit in her minivan, is she an athlete? I don't think so. But like the IndyCar stuff
Yep.
and the F1 stuff, absolutely, because there's more physical activity in a
More
like
skill.
I don't know skill than just
Mm-hmm. Yep.
in a circle for 6 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, the people are literally shitting themselves.
Yeah.
It's tough for me to take it seriously. So all NASCAR fans, go ahead, belittle me, but your sport's a joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is unfortunate that Lightning McQueen is a NASCAR car, but I'll let it slide for him. No question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
agreed. That's
also,
the one NASCAR that I will support.
yeah, there you go. All right. Benny, what do you got for pick number 2?
All right. This is a classic. I figured this was going to come up by one of us. This is
Mm-hmm.
like the quintessential fictional sports team is the Toon Squad. So, wanted to come out with these just because I feel that we would be doing our job wrong if this
Mm-hmm.
wasn't included. It's very simple, but that Toon Squad logo with the old like credit roll with Porky the Pig
Yep.
logo in the back with the Toon Squad in its own font stretched across that on a plain white uniform with the blue stripes on the is the lining of the jersey. Just looks really clean. I think it's just very well done, and it's they stuck to uh, the idea of keeping it simple, and I love that because simple works, simple's clean. And this is just an iconic logo and uniform for all kids growing up since this movie came out that it's so recognizable. Everybody knows it, and MJ wore it, so that makes it a little cooler.
Yeah. I mean, this is iconic. I like you weren't a kid unless you watched Space Jam growing up. Like I watched Space Jam so many times as a kid. That movie is an all timer. I haven't seen it recently, but I feel like it would still kind of hold up a little bit. You know?
I think so too. It's definitely been a while for me for sure, but I think it would still be pretty
Yeah.
good.
Well,
But
dude,
maybe that's just me hanging on to the nostalgia of the whole
maybe.
thing.
But I mean, dude, Bill Murray. We talked a lot about Bill Murray last week, dude.
We
He plays a
did, dude.
pivotal
Bill
role,
Murray
dude.
in basketball in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
That's wild.
No, yeah. The jerseys themselves, uh, super classic look. Kind of has that same sort of '90s NBA look to it a little bit, like the kind of huge cartoony logo. Um,
Mm.
and yeah, I mean, these are ones that you walk into parties and you see guys wearing Toon Squad Michael Jordan jerseys. You know what I mean? Like this is like a cult, or not even a cult classic, like just a staple of like being a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like Michael Jordan was one of the best to ever do it, and just in the time where the NBA was so big because of him, like this movie couldn't have come out, at a better time, really. Um, yeah, no, I knew this pick was gonna come. Like, you sent in your pick so fast, so I knew one of us was gonna take it. And I'm glad. Like, I had no worries that this was gonna come up. You know,
Yeah.
um, big fan of Space Jam. All right, so we'll go to my second pick here. I mixed it up a little bit.
Okay. This is very underrated pick.
Yes.
Well done.
All right.
Well done.
Thank you.
That's deep in the bag. This
Yeah,
is one of the
dude.
most like deep picks we've ever had.
This is a
That's
cut,
awesome.
dude. This is a cut for sure. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm going with Davy Stone's look from 8 Crazy Nights when he played youth basketball at the Jewish Community Center. So if Whitey is an iconic character in 8 Crazy Nights, I actually only recently saw 8 Crazy Nights, probably in the last 3-4 years. I wouldn't say that it's on the Mount Rushmore of like Christmas movies, but it's a pretty good movie, dude.
It's pretty good,
It's
man.
pretty good, dude. I also just love the fact that Adam Sandler just plays like an animated version of himself. I think that's hilarious. And the fact that he was playing at the Jewish Community Center, I think is just unbelievable. And he was hooping too, dude. He was throwing it down. I love the fact that they didn't even go with jerseys. They just went with like the second grade YMCA look, just the t-shirt and the shorts, plain, no words, just like looks like he's going to gym class, but it doesn't matter because young Sandman is hooping, dude. And
He was hooping.
dude, he was hooping, crossing dudes up. This
Made
is
those guys eat their jock straps.
yeah, dude, exactly. So I had to throw this one on here, and the only reason I didn't send it to you earlier at first was because I actually kind of had a hard time without buying or renting the movie on YouTube. I had a hard time finding just like a picture of young Adam Sandler playing basketball.
I
So
got you.
but I had
Well,
to I had to
you
throw it
made
on
it
here, dude.
happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
I'm proud of this pick.
This is such a good pick because it's just it's such a specific thing that like you really got to know to appreciate it, and that's why I love it. And I also am a big fan of this movie, big fan of Adam Sandler, big fan of Whitey.
Whitey.
Love Whitey, dude. Love the whole movie. So I think this is an excellent pick. This is what I was hoping for,
Yep.
like this type of pick whenever we were doing this. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
very very well done.
I appreciate it. All right, Benny, let's go to your last pick. I'm going to pour one more Guinness.
All right. So for my last pick, we've got essentially the quintessential cartoon team, the Springfield Isotopes from The Simpsons. If any of you ever liked or watched The Simpsons or even played the video game Simpsons Hit and Run, which is one of the greatest video games of all time,
What a pull.
then you should know who the Isotopes are. This is the team that plays on behalf of the Springfield Power Plant in the show, which is hysterical to me. The power plant has a baseball team, but I love their logo. It's like the molecular. I'm not even going to
The
begin to
atom.
out science myself,
Yeah.
but the atom here, I did not pay attention. I barely graduated high school, so. But with that on the white background, with the rest of the hat being red, is beautiful. I love the script of isotopes across the chest. The jerseys on the lower right hand side, well, left hand for the players, is very well done. The stripe down the pant leg, these are very simple but very clean. Like I think these could be made into actual uniforms and an actual logo and still look awesome. And especially with The Simpsons being on for like 30 plus years, it's an iconic show, an iconic cartoon, and this was something that I've seen like softball leagues, like rec leagues or beer leagues make their team the Isotopes and stuff like that. Because The Simpsons is something that has transcended different eras of culture, or of pop culture, and has always stayed relevant in their own right. So had to put them on here, and I just simply like the idea of the team, and I like the look.
Yep. No, I mean, these are, this is iconic for sure. I haven't watched that. I've definitely seen my fair share of The Simpsons, but it was never like a staple for me. But I know the Isotopes. You know what I mean? Like that's something
Yeah.
that I like. That if you say Springfield Isotopes, you're talking The Simpsons.
Yeah,
Without a
people
doubt.
are gonna at the minimum know what you're referencing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I'm also a big fan of those the retro socks, those baseball socks that everyone wore in Little League, dude. Big fan of those, dude.
Yeah.
Big fan of those. The script is dope. I don't know why I feel like, and I have no reason to actually, I have no reason to back this up, but feel like there's a minor league baseball team out there with a very similar logo. I just feel like that has to be the case.
With how large and obscure the world of minor league baseball is, as we know very well,
Mm-hmm.
that would make a ton of sense to me. So you're probably right.
Yeah. No, yeah. Big fan of this pick. This is one of those that I feel like it had to be on here. You know what I mean? You're
I had to
hitting the
pull it.
must-haves without a
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but your obscurities are good too. So I'm digging the balance that we have right now.
Oh yeah. And there's definitely a lot out here that we have not tackled. And I feel like there are a lot of picks out there that we're going to miss, but this had to be on here. No question. All right. So,
Bring me home, Smalls.
all right. Let's go to my last pick here. I had to throw this one on here. I had to throw this
It
one
seems
on
his health is tied.
here. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, if you haven't watched South Park, specifically this episode, what the hell are you doing? South Park it's the GOAT, dude. It is like the GOAT adult cartoon. They hit on pretty much every episode in one way or another. This is from the Stanley's Cup episode. It starts with Stan Marsh having, and I forget the circumstances, but he has to coach a Pee Wee hockey team, right? One of the one of the kids has cancer. Little Nelson has cancer, which is just another little thing that they throw into the mix here. They end up getting invited to the Pepsi Center, which was where the Avs played at the time. They got invited to play at the Pepsi Center against the actual Detroit Red Wings, which as a concept is hilarious, dude. And if you remember the episode, the Red Wings win 32-2, which is just hilarious to say out loud, and they celebrate by playing "We Are the Champions" after beating a Pee Wee hockey team 32-2.
Yes.
This is a staple. It's a classic episode, dude. And it's something that I just had to throw on here. Any hockey uniform that kind of throws in this like Oregon green, I'm all for. And the helmets are kind of in your face with that old style looking helmet. I also love the fact that these are Pee Wee hockey players and they don't have masks on.
Yeah.
It just kind of adds to it, dude. And Kyle's little brother, just being the Canadian little kid that he is over there with his beady eyes. This is something that I had to throw on the list, dude, because South Park is it's the GOAT. Everything about it is funny, and like it's just a classic episode. Just the fact that they played the Detroit Red Wings in a throwaway game at the Pepsi Center is just bonkers, dude.
Dude, while I was down in New Orleans at our Airbnb, South Park was on every time we were home. That's not even a joke. Like the entire trip, it was on the TV. So just because there's so much and they're so creative in a sick way, but I love it. And this episode is hysterical. And what I referenced earlier is that the one kid that has cancer, the doctor says that his health is pending on what the team does in this tournament. And then they ended up tying a team, and they ended it as a tie, and they said his health seems to be tied. And then they ended up losing the next game, and the kid died. And it's like, I mean, I know that sounds terrible for us to laugh at, but you got to have a sick sense of humor to love South Park, and we do, which is why we love it. But it's a great pick. It's a great niche pick because it's only featured in an episode. But this look is actually pretty good too. And I love that the kids aren't wearing face masks and they're like 8 years old. Is awesome to me. So yeah, dude, I'm a big fan of this pick. I think we did a great job with this entire category because you hit the obscure ones, I hit the must-haves, and all together, I mean, these are just all good picks. And like you said, there's definitely a lot that we could have put in here. So, we could definitely leave some for another time, but I think we had a pretty good encapsulation of cartoon sports.
No, 100%, dude. Yeah, like you said, you hit the classics. I mean, Space Jam, I knew Space Jam was going to be on here. Springfield, Ice Tips, that was going to be on here. King of the Hill, that wasn't another nice.
A little bit of a reacher, yeah, but I'll take it.
No, yeah, and then Lightning McQueen, again, not necessarily a jersey, but like like sports look, you know what I mean? And dude, the Jewish Community Center, I as soon as you said this category, I'm not gonna lie, Stanley's Cup and 8 Crazy Nights were the first two things that popped in my head. And
well, I'm so happy that that's the case.
Yeah, dude. Now these are I love these, dude. These I think we did a great job. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, dude. Like good episode all in all.
Yeah, no, definitely a big fan. Dude, Whitey is an all-time character too. Whitey is just an unbelievable character. All right, so Benny, this was a good one. As always, I appreciate you hopping on with me.
Of course.
Covered a lot of ground tonight. A little bit different of an episode, but like not really. Still dipping into nostalgia a little bit, so I'm happy with it.
Me too, man. Well, on that note, everybody, be a friend, tell a friend, share the episodes, view them. Even if you don't want to watch the whole thing, click on them, let them play.
Yeah.
Help us out a little bit. But We appreciate you all as always. Smalls, I appreciate you, and we'll catch you fellers and lady fellers next week.
Yep. Next week. Peace.